Hello and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is Sherry. Okay, you guys, I have fallen down the rabbit hole of reorganization. So I'm going to take you with me. I've been going round and round in my head about this. Okay. So I got these storage boxes off of Amazon. Okay. And they have dividers. And what I like about them is that, you can adjust the dividers. So if you need the whole row, leave it open. If you need a teeny tiny space, you put a divider in, right? And that's great, except for with small items, they tend to slide under the dividers and get mixed up. So I started moving things out of these boxes into different boxes. So then I had to move the stuff that was in those boxes into other boxes. And I've just been going round and round and round. Okay. Because if you've watched my craft room tour video, you know about my canvas bins that sit over on my entertainment center, right? So this is my red bin. And it's got 8 of these red photo boxes in it. Okay. So I realized that this particular size box will fit in here perfectly, and it'll still slide into my entertainment center. So I'm like, well, that's great. Let's utilize this space. So my original thought was all of the pre-made tiles that I have, glitter tiles, the big ones, the small ones, the glass tiles, stained glass tiles, metal, all of those, right? And I was thinking, let's put all of those in this box. But there's a couple of issues. One, I don't have room to grow. So if what I have in a specific color is too big for this box, that is not going to work. And I know for a fact that my blue options, because there's so many different shades of blue, it's not going to fit in one box. So I want to have room to grow. The other thing is I have to think about the way I use those supplies when I craft. So I'm just going to pull these 2 out. So these type of tiles, right? The little glitter tiles and little glass tiles, right? When I use these in a project, I tend to use 2 or 3 different colors. I may just use one. I might just use red on a project, for example. But a lot of times, like if I was doing a Christmas one, I would do red and green. And with this current organization system, I would have to pull this box out of the red bin, pull the same box out of the green bin. Maybe I would want to add in a gold or a silver, so I got to pull those out. And so that's a lot of in and out of different bins. And so I recognize that the way I use these particular supplies is that I need them all in one box. Okay. So I have decided I have, I don't know, I think like 15 of these or something. And I just ordered another set, which is here and it's downstairs. I forgot to bring it up, but I don't need it right now because I've got, I don't know, probably 10 empty boxes here. Good enough to get started with. So I've decided that I'm going to do all of the glitter tiles in 1 or 2 boxes. If it takes 2, that's fine. Because I don't like having this small of a space because they're so deep and I have fat fingers that, I want to be able to go like this. Okay. So, but I know like this is glitter, so they're probably going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then I'll need a second box for purple, pink, teal, black, white, gold, silver. Okay. So then I'll have 2 boxes of the glitter tiles. Then I will do the same thing for the glass tiles. Then I will do the same thing for the big 1-inch tiles. And then I'll do another box that is my corners. I have a set of triangle-shaped tiles for when I'm trying to like fill in around a heart-shaped frame, for example. Those come in handy. And so I have some of those. I have some that are patterned. I have some that are, I have ceramic. So yeah, I mean, I've got so many different options, but I've decided I need to sort the options together. So not go by color for these, go by type. So that is what I'm about to do. The other items I have in here, I also need to remove these labels that I've done because they're not really conducive. So, and they're wrong. Not quite sure how this happened. Not really wrong, they're just in the wrong box. Okay, so like this one is labeled music. So let's dump the red out. And I threw these in here even though it's gold leafing because it's red clay. Okay, so let's get these in the right box. Although I'm probably going to change the label because I didn't realize the label tape I bought is clear. And my eyes just don't work that way. I need the white strip. So anyway, so I have a box of just music note filler, right? And these are on red, I think red pearl. So they go in the one labeled music notes. And I've got one in each color. The leafing goes in one. Okay, glitter strips. This doesn't apply to every color because not every color of clay has a glitter option. Yes, I know you can create your own glitter clay, add glitter to it, blah, blah, blah. I'm lazy and I don't have time for that. So if there's not one that's already ready to go, I don't mess with it. So red glitter strips. You know, and these are all things to tuck into small gaps that I have. Then I've got miscellaneous. For right now, this is going to change because I've got, I think they're called Van Gogh tiles. And it's like a patterned red foil underneath the glass cabochon, glass domino. I've got some hodgepodge of little red tiles in various sizes and types. And then I've got various like bling chain and ball chain. Okay. And I've also got one labeled chain, which is just like one of these cheap necklaces, some trim that I have, and then there's all kinds of like rickrack and that kind of stuff, which I've left in the packaging for now, but that may change because I am very much not a package person. Like when I get something, I take the packaging off, throw it away because it's bulky and it takes up space. So, and then the last box is what I call bling chain, which is the stuff you can get at like Dollar Tree or whatever that you can cut to fill. So these 6 boxes work fine, okay? These are going to stay. I mean, the miscellaneous one, I have a few items that I'll have to pull out of that, but that's going to be at the end of the process. So, so 6 of them are good. And then these 2 boxes I'll end up using for something else, or I'll space out what I have in here. I don't know. Or I'll just have a couple extra red boxes to grow into. So growing into space is what I'm looking for right now. So for right now, I'm not going to have a box in here. Now, some of the bins do, and I'll get into that later. But for right now, we're not going to mess with it. So, yeah, so I'm going to, start on this, but I'm going to chit-chat with you guys a little bit because it's been a little while since I've been on here. So, and then, like you can see in the glitter box, like these have white backs, and these have a really light back, and these have a darker back. Okay. Are they all red glitter? Yes. But my OCD will not allow me to use like this one and this one on the same project. So yes, I'm actually going to sit here and dump these out and sort and put them in separate divided spaces. Yes, I'm weird like that. I know. It is what it is. So anyway, so today is Wednesday, and looks like we even have, is that the same as that? Not real sure. There was no freight for my coworker. These are different. And so he was canceled, but they sent me on a local run. And, which was about 100 miles down the road. So, short night, so I'm back early. I don't know if I'm going to be this picky, you guys. I might come back and do this later. Look at this, you guys. This one didn't separate. So it's actually like the size of 2. I actually like that size of tile. I wonder if you can buy glitter tiles in a rectangle. That's kind of cool. I don't know, you guys. Like I said, I've been going round and round with this. You know what? I don't think I'm going to separate them. It doesn't even belong in there. Because, I mean, they're all red glitter. Screw it. Anyway, so let's see how much space the red takes up. So I do have a little story for you about, if you watched my video on the raccoons. Okay. And you saw they were all on their side of the chain link fence. And I throw the food over the fence, okay? So those are the lunchroom rules for Sherry's lunchroom. Well, we had a new guy show up last night. He doesn't know the rules. And the biggest raccoon I've ever seen, might I add. And so he came through the hole in the fence and was just like galloping towards me, which is not okay. So of course he's going like, no, 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 get back, get back, get back. And he wasn't listening because he doesn't know me yet. He was just coming for the food. So then Tug, the one-eyed raccoon, came galloping out of the hole in the fence and ran in between me and that raccoon and basically protected me and herded that raccoon back through the hole in the fence. And then he promptly just sat down on the ground right there at the hole like he was guarding it, which was just adorable. And so then I told him, of course, thank you, and you're a good boy. This is going to be loud. Sorry, you guys. Where do I get these? The glitter ones I get off Amazon. These glass ones I get from Dollar Tree. For those of you that don't know, you can order in bulk off of Dollar Tree. You have to order by the case. So I got a case of these. So you got 30 packs. And that's why I have so many of them. But that's just FYI. If you go on DollarTree.com, and that's not sponsored or anything like that. This is just me passing on information to you. You can order stuff by the case. So, all right. So I started. I'm not really prepared, you guys. I'm sorry. So I started throwing food over the fence. And as far back into the trees as I could get it, because I had 13 raccoons show up, and 12 of them ran on back into the trees to get the food, but Tug continued to sit there on the ground right there at the hole in the fence, because he knew that he was going to get a treat for backing me up. And he did. He got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all to himself. So, because he was a good boy and protected me. So, it was really cute. I handed it to him. And he just sat there and ate it. And continued to guard the hole. So, yeah. So, see, we got bright orange. We got peach. There's kind of a brownish orange in here. I mix my browns and oranges together because I don't use a whole lot of it, either color. And when I am using them, I tend to use them together, like on a fall themed or on a you know, Thanksgiving or whatever. So so browns and oranges go together for me. I don't have a separate bin for brown. Anyway, so yeah, but up to about 13 raccoons. Oh, here comes one of my gripey boys. I know. I know. I know. I don't really know. I'm lying to him. I have no idea. But see, they're kind of mad because I didn't feed them yet, but it's not time to feed them yet. But they're like, but you came in the door, and when you come in the door, you always feed us. And I'm like, no. Because if I feed them now, they'll be doing this when I'm trying to go to bed here in a couple hours. So, anyway, this is probably going to be boring for you guys. I'm not going to keep you through the whole process. I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm just matching by the color on the back. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with me. I'm just doing my thing. So, gosh, see, that's almost a pink, but it's a peachy pink. So, how zoomed out am I? Am I too far out? I'm not even paying attention. Yeah, I could come in a little bit. I'm going to bring you down. There we go. But anyway, so I know this is boring, but like I need to see how many I have of each color so I know how big to make the divided spaces. So and I have to look at the other side to see which color it is. It's very weird. I've got some like lighter browns. You don't know. I don't know, you guys. So yeah, so I fell down the, what I call the rabbit hole of reorganization. So you can see like the backs are different colors, but when you look at the front, they're pretty much the same. So that's really weird to me. I mean, really. So, something to think about. Do I need to actually sit here and, I mean, are they the same color? Maybe these are a little bit darker. I don't know, they look the same to me. Alright, let's just keep pulling out the peach ones and the yellowish. I'll just do it like, I'm not going to be that particular right now, and if I decide it's bugging me, I'll go back later, because like if I need 3 of these and I pull out 3, I'll just make sure they have the same color back. So, yeah. Alright, whichever cat that is. I know. Hi, Opie. It's Opie. I know, baby. I don't know. I'm totally lying to him. What, honey bun? Did I ever tell you guys how I shut him up when he gets like this? I put an ice cube in his water dish. Come here. And he will literally sit there and watch the ice cube melt. Like, completely. And he is just, like, dead silent. Doesn't say a word. Just lays. I have video of it. It's hysterical. He just lays there and watches the ice cube melt. So that buys me, you know, depending on how warm his water is in his water bowl, 15 or 30 minutes of quiet time. So it's quite hysterical, but that's how I mute him. That's his mute button. Ice cubes are his mute button. That cracks me up. So, anyways, hopefully I work the rest of the week. If you watched the videos on the mosaics I was making for my niece's kids. So we had a little family dinner this last weekend to my mom's sister, my aunt, and her husband. They are, what do they call them? Snow bunnies. They go south for the winter. Spend the winter in Florida. They play golf all the time. So, and they always head out sometime around Thanksgiving. But they're going down a little earlier this year. But anyway, so every year around sometime between the 2nd and the 11th of November, she has me and my brothers, and then my brother's kids, of course, over for a family dinner to kind of commemorate. It's, you know, her sister was my mother, obviously. My mother passed away on November 2nd, back in 2009. And then my mother's birthday is November 11th, or was November 11th. And so sometime between the 2nd and the 11th, whatever weekend day falls in that time period, we all go over there. So I had met my great nephews, Asher and Keela, once before, but I had not met my great niece, Aurora, so this was my first time meeting her. And then my niece Scylla was there, and Scylla was the recipient of the dog and cat mosaic in the pink, purple, and teal, which I totally surprised her because she had forgotten that she'd even asked me for it. So, and she loved it. And then I did the kind of boho sky planets in the pink and green and purple for Aurora's room. And then I did the polar bear ones for my great nephews. So now you see why I divided this out. You see I don't have a whole lot of these colors, right? So that's only going to be enough for, you know, maybe 3 projects. Same here. So, and then I can, you know, see if I'm getting low. I think I'm going to do these 3, and then I'll do these in a full bin. So we're going to go like this. Because again, I don't want it to be, you know, packed to the top. So I'm going to do... I don't know how picky I'm going to be on whether that matters or not. But anyway, so like I said, this is the way I use these is I pull them out and use multiple colors, so I need to have them in the same box. That is the conclusion that I have finally come to. And if I'm not liking this system, because sometimes you just have to try it out and see how it goes. And if it works, great, yay. But if it doesn't, then I can change it up later. So, oops, and then I've got room to dig. Let's see how many different shades of green I have. Like 3. But I don't have a lot, so it would probably just be 1 row. So, maybe 2. I'm gonna go yellow and then green. But let's do these first. Make sure these are all the same tone. And they're not. Those actually look yellow. I wonder why I put them in the orange. I think because they came in an orange pack. Oh, see, that's a different color too. So these are going to need to be sorted. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, so we had dinner over there at my aunt's and played with the babies. And the Tequila, he turns 2 in December. That boy is a master of disaster. He is just, I mean, he cracked his face on the table and was bleeding. He ran face first into a wall. Told him no about something and he tried to bite me. Yeah, he's... I don't know how my niece does it, but yeah, so did that. And then, like I said, now they'll be heading south for the winter. Even though we are not having winter weather here right now. It was like 75 degrees here today. Which, for the going into the second week of November, is kind of crazy. What are you doing, boys? What? Sometimes I wonder what they do when I'm not home. Like, sometimes I think about, like, just getting a camera so I can spy on them. What? Because sometimes I think as soon as I leave the house, they just go all crazy. Now it's Garfield griping at me. What? You are not going to waste away. But I can't remember if I finished the sentence. But yeah, if I feed them now, then they're going to be meowing at me when I'm trying to sleep later. No. Is that 2 different colors? It kind of looks like 2 different colors. I'm not sure. Sorry, my head's probably in there. I'm like... not 100% sure. And now Opie is behind me, and if you hear clawing noises, a lot of times when I'm in here, if he won't shut up, I'll grab something off my desk and throw it at him to keep him entertained. And so right now what he is playing with is the tail off of a zip tie, when I zip tied something together and then cut the tail off. And he was driving me nuts one day, and I just winged that at him. I know. Oh my. I swear. I really wonder what, like, I guess this is their wild and crazy time. Which I'm never home for, really. So, I don't know. These really look yellow to me. So I'll put them in the, this is probably boring for you guys. I'm just chit-chatting with you, catching you up. Dungeons and Dragons Mirror Mosaic is in progress. I have, I think, 8 videos done. And if you're wondering, well, how come I haven't seen them? It is because I have not posted them yet. I don't want to post them until it's done and I give it to my brother and my sister-in-law. Because I don't want them to see that. I mean, they know it's coming, but I don't want them to see, like, the actual tiles. And I'm kind of in a pause mode on it right now. Because the clay tiles are done. Now it's like chipboard, and chipboard involves painting and prepping, and I just wasn't in the mood for that. And then, like I said, I fell down the reorganization rabbit hole, which is, it's a long way down. So, but yeah, I was trying a couple of different organization techniques and then moved everything, and now I decide I don't like it. So we're gonna move some stuff around some more. So, alright. So I'm gonna do these colors, this color first. I think I could do both. Hang on. Let's do a divider. In other news, Earlier this summer, I had the air conditioning in my house go out for a while. And I went and bought a window AC unit because maintenance was not going to get to me for a while and it was hot. And so I had that in my bedroom so that at least I could sleep comfortably. And technically not supposed to have one, but I got permission from the property owner. So it was in my window all summer. And then last week, I just got done telling you it's like 60-some degrees today, 70-some degrees today. Well, last week, it was like 17 degrees on Halloween night. And so it was freezing cold in my bedroom. And so I was like, all right, time to take the window AC out. So I pulled back the curtains. I mean, the curtains weren't in front of it. I had the curtains pinned up so that they were above it, okay? So I pulled the first couple of pins out and the curtains fell down, like the hem of the curtain, and a whole bunch of bugs were like hibernating on my curtains. Now I had to Google them because I didn't know what they were. And they were stink bugs, which are very weird looking bugs. Google them, you guys. They're very creepy looking. So apparently they were coming in through the air conditioner unit, like probably inside the unit as well. But they got cold, so they came in to where it was warmer. Now, since they were kind of mostly in hibernation mode, they weren't moving. They were just like sitting on the curtains. And so, and I'm sorry if there are people on here that feel like you shouldn't squish bugs, but my deal is bugs can go live your happy, happy life, just not in my house. So I was using duct tape, because I had a roll of duct tape in there, to kind of get them off my curtains. And then I took my curtains down and threw them in the washing machine and washed them on hot twice. And then when I took the curtains out of the washer to put them in the dryer, there was about 40 or 50 dead stink bugs in my washing machine. That was fun, vacuuming those out of there. So they were all inside the hem of the, yeah. And the window's like right next to my bed. So now I'm all heebie-jeebied, right? So I pull the window AC unit out, and I live by myself, and those are heavy. And my original plan was I was just going to set it on top of my washing machine until next spring. But now that I was like, well, it's probably full of bugs, got to get it out of my house. So I took it down and out to the garage, and stink bugs were falling out of it as I was carrying it down. And I haven't even opened it. I'm kind of scared too. So it's just sitting on the floor in my garage. Because I'm going to need to open it up and probably vacuum out the stink bugs out of there if there's any in there. And those are heavy, for those of you that don't know. And I almost dropped it getting it out of the window, and then I almost dropped it going down the stairs, and then I tripped over the cat and almost broke my neck. It was a mess. And then I had to strip my bed, and this was all right before I was going to bed, by the way. Because my bed's right next to that window, and I'm like, well, how am I going to sleep now? I'm going to, every time I get a little twinge or itch, I'm going to be convinced there's bugs crawling all over me. So, am I creeping you all out with this story? I'm sorry if I am. I was actually talking to my brother about it, and he was like, he goes, oh my God, stop talking. Now I have to go home and strip my bed. And so, I don't know if he actually did or not, but he made me laugh, which was good, because that helped alleviate a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. Didn't find any in my bed, but I was, you know, like, what if they crawled up inside my pillowcases or something to get warm? So, didn't find any there, so, but, yeah, so that was an adventure. Another glitter one. And I have become an expert on stink bugs because, like I said, I didn't even know what they were. I actually had a friend of mine call me right as I was taking a picture of it, which scared me, the phone ringing in my hand. And he was, of course, like, oh my gosh, big tough truck driver.
doesn't take any crap off of anybody, and you're scared of bugs. And I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't ever, you know, I am not scared, just grossed out. So, anyway. I know you all are like, I can't believe you're sitting there sorting all these by color. Yes, I am. It's been bugging me that they've been mixed up in the box, but it's kind of a catch-22 because at one point I had them in separate Ziploc bags. But then, you know, then you got to open the Ziploc bag and fish the tiles out and then close the Ziploc bag. And then if you end up not using a couple of tiles, then you got to pull the box back out and then open up the Ziploc bags again and put them back in the... And so it's like, while I'm very micro-organized, I'm also lazy with putting supplies away. And so this solution should work for both my OCD on having things sorted by color and also ease of putting things back so that I don't end up with like literally like shoe boxes full of unused supplies that I don't put away right away, and then I end up having to spend a weekend or more sorting them and putting them away, which that's something I'm working on this year, is trying to, you know, I don't put it away right away because, you know, as I'm putting the mosaic together, I may change my mind and end up using it. But once the mosaic is glued and it's done, then I need to take the time to put the unused supplies back where they belong. Hi, kitty. That's something I'm working on this year. So, but yeah, so the Dungeons and Dragons one is coming together, and the gnome holiday mosaic set I will be getting back to. I was playing with it last weekend, laying out the Christmas one. It was close, but not quite right. I don't know what it is that's bugging me, but something was bugging me. And if you haven't heard me say it before, you're going to hear me say it now. When in doubt, do not glue. Because you will never be happy with that project. You can't force it. If it doesn't feel right, just set it aside and walk away. And if you jump up here, I will wring your little neck. That would be Garfield. You know, sometimes just leave it as it is, but set it aside. And go work on something else, or go do something else, and come back to it the next day, or 2 days later, or the next week. And a lot of times that's all it really takes for you to go, oh, you know what's bugging me about it is there's too much green in this corner, so I need to move some stuff around, or, you know, something along those lines. So, you know, if you're not feeling it, you know, your gut isn't going to lie to you. So if your gut's telling you this isn't quite right, then, you know, you don't scrap the whole project. You just set it aside and go do something else. And just quit thinking about it for a while. And then you come back to it with fresh energy and a fresh eye. And then a lot of times I'm saying you, but I don't know. I mean, I can only speak for myself here. I can't speak for you. But for me, I'll come back to it and realize what it is that's bugging me. What is the deal with that one? So, I don't know. This is probably going to be another random ramblings video. I'm about to cough, sorry. The downside of it still being 70-some degrees is my allergies are, wow. Come on, Sherry, get it together. My allergies are kicking my butt. So, look at that one. That's just one lone, I think that's a gray. We'll set that one aside. I think that goes in the gray. Alright, so pretty much just going to divide this right in half. And go put these in there. So, is this really loud? I'm sorry, you guys. This is probably not the best project to be doing random ramblings with, but
I don't know. I missed you guys. I wanted to come back and say hi. So, and while I'm probably not going to bring you along for this whole process, when I have all my boxes put together, I will definitely come back. I've made a lot of changes since my craft room tour video. And so I may do another craft room tour video, an updated one, at some point here in the near future. So, is this going to work? Getting kind of close to the top here. Come here, sticky thing. In there. We're okay though. See, I've got more room. But we're gonna, that's the thing. I gotta quit wanting to fill things completely to the top. And, you know, and then as I use these and the numbers get down, you know, some of them I'll replace. Some of them I may not be able to replace. I might order new ones that are different shades. You know, I might get like a mint green. And so I'll need room to shuffle things around. So that is what I'm trying to do now, is allow myself room to grow. So, all right. Let's get that off. Then we got the green glitter ones. Oh, I went out of order. Why didn't you guys yell at me and point out that I needed to do yellow before I do green? Come on, you guys. You had one job. Keep me focused. Yeah, right. I'm wondering if... Now we're going to keep it where it is. So, I'm just kidding, you guys. You know I love y'all. So, I posted a video, I think it was back in March, about Mama Cat, who was a little stray cat on our yard. Not stray, she was born on the yard, because I know who her mother was. So she was a feral cat, okay? It took me a year, literally, to get to the point where I could touch her. Of just feeding her every day, calling for her, and I'd see her hiding in the bushes, and she wouldn't come out until I was gone, and then she'd start come running, but she wouldn't get close to me. Then she started running by me, but she would still stay like 10 feet away. And then every day it was like she was getting a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Then she started running by me and smacking my leg and would continue going. And it was just literally, it was a year of just every day me feeding her and talking to her. And I got to the point where I could get my hands on her. And I was convinced she was pregnant. It turns out she was not. And I handed her off to a rescue. And it didn't go well. When they got to the rescue, she was so mellow in the carrier that when they opened the door of the carrier, she booked. And they were putting her, because they needed to quarantine her until they get her spayed. So they were putting her in, it's a climate-controlled barn, but it was like a separate room, like a shop room. And all kinds of places for her to hide in there. So since March, she's been running amok in that shop. And I've gone over a couple times to try and help catch her. I got bit really bad in the process. Well, I heard from the guy yesterday. He texted me, and he finally managed to catch her, because she wouldn't go in a trap. I mean, he would like withhold her food for 3 days and then put a trap in there with food, and she wouldn't go in it. So I don't know if she had other food options available or what, or if she was just that stubborn, but couldn't get her in his trap. He ended up having to use, like, I guess, a fishing net or something. But he let me know that he got her, so now she's in a kennel, and he's hoping that she'll chill out and calm down, and then he's going to take her and get her spayed, but he's going to keep her in the barn for the winter, and then in the spring she'll get released out into the fields with the rest of the feral cat colony that he has out there.
And she'll either stick around because there's food there, or she'll, go on her merry way, but at least she'll be spayed. So, I don't know. It's a catch-22 for me, because on the one hand, it's like, physically she's safer, but emotionally I know she's not happy, and hasn't been happy since, like, the first week of March. And it breaks my heart. I'm having a hard time balancing that, knowing that, physically she's better off, but it's hard. As far as the other 8 yard cats, we still got Midnight. See him pretty much every day. And then there's 2 other black cats, Spooky and Shadow. They come out every once in a while. Can't pet them, but Midnight I can pet, pick up, and hold. And if I didn't already have 2 cranky cats here at my house, I'd bring them home. But there would be a heck of a battle for alpha male, and I am not copacetic with that level of cat fighting. This is making me happy, you guys. It's very pretty. Very pretty. But we might have fun. How many shades of yellow do we have here? It looks like 3 at least. If I have to move those over again, I'm going to cry. We're just going to say that, okay? Just going to say that. Yep, 3 colors. At least 3. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing. That's what you're going to do. But anyway, so yeah. So what's going on with me other than that? Just driving the truck. So, anyway. Alright, you guys, I really don't have anything else, so I just wanted to kind of jump on and touch base with you guys. Let you know I haven't forgot about you. This weekend I've got stuff going on, so I don't know that I'll get a video up this weekend. I didn't ask for your 2 cents. I call him my nephew. He's just my friend's kid, Bo. Very, very tight bond with that kid since the day he was born. He's 14 now. God. He is participating in, he's a freshman this year, the high school play, the musical. And he is doing the lights and the sound. So the tech stuff, I guess. Which I think is really cool. I did props for plays when I was in high school. But anyway, so he asked if I wanted to, come see the play, which obviously he's not in it, but he's part of it. And so I was like, absolutely. And I was just going to go by myself. But the dinner at my aunt's, the date got changed from next weekend to this weekend. So my sister-in-law wasn't able to go this weekend, but she'd already put in the time request for next weekend. So she has Saturday off because her normal days off are Wednesday, Thursday. So when I was talking to her about it, and she was like, well, I'll go with you. So we're going to go see Santa Fe Trail High School in Kansas. Their production of Shrek the Musical. So it should be fun. And then there's a small, like, local steakhouse nearby called Four Corners Steakhouse, because it's right at 4 corners of 4 counties. And, like, their steaks are awesome, and they're, like, chicken fried steak. You can cut it with a fork, and it melts in your mouth, and their gravy is, like, a food group all of its own, and I haven't eaten there in years. No particular reason, I just don't ever get down that way. So I mentioned that to her, and I was like, what do you think? She was like, yep. So I'll be up early on Saturday because I got to drive an hour to get her. And then it's another, I think like 45 minutes to get to the town where the school and the restaurant is. And so we're going to go do that. And then I don't know. I don't know if we'll do something afterwards as far as like, we like to do jigsaw puzzles together. So see if she's got any new jigsaw puzzles that need to be done, or if it's just going to be dinner and a show and then I head home. So we shall see. So yeah, like I said, right now what's in progress is the Dungeons and Dragons one. I need to do the stickers and a few other things. I'm trying to be careful about what I say because I don't want to give too much away. So, but that one is going to be really cool. I am filming the entire process. There's a glitter one in there. And so it's like parts 1 through, like I said, right now I think I have 8. It's probably going to be 10 to 12 total. So it's going to be like my golf mosaic series where it's every single thing. It's every step I'm filming. So, just to let you know, that'll be coming out pretty soon. So, I'm excited about that. And then I'll get back on the gnome holiday set. And go from there. Alright, you guys, that's pretty much all I got. So, when I get all of this, when I climb out of this reorganization rabbit hole that I have fallen into, and I get everything where I'm happy with it for the time being, I will definitely come back on and give you guys an update. So, keep an eye out for that video, and until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching.